Hi, everybody. I just wanted to do this video um, about the divine masculine and divine feminine right now. Because I do get a lot of readings and people that call me, and I do readings for a lot of divine masculine and divine feminine. I have been in this journey knowing about the twin souls, knowing I was one for about 20 years, and been in a twin soul relationship for around since 2010, which ended a year and a half ago because we are in the separation still. But a lot of growth, a lot of things have happened, and um, I just wanted to share my experience and my understandings that have been channeled to me about the twin souls. I'll quickly do that now, and then we'll get started. And I dropped a rock or something, but I had set this up over at my friend's, and then I couldn't get her internet up. I was house watching for her, but so I'm back over here. So the cards I pre-laid out, and I've got the ones from the divine feminine too. But this is what came when I was starting the reading earlier, but couldn't get the internet up. So, anyways, the first thing I'm gonna say is the twin soul relationship coming back together is because it's returning to the heaven on earth, right? Through the twins. And when the separation began, it was the story we hear of Adam and Eve, where Adam took, a rib out and made Eve. And that's where the separation began, and that love separated. And of course, we've had to try and reconnect and gone through lifetimes of karma. And through that karma, we've seen each other here and there as twin souls in these different lifetimes. Now that we're coming to the time in consciousness where love is being returned to the planet, then, twin souls have got to reunite to come back together like it was before with heaven on earth, right? And when we were just love. And so there's 144,000 of the first sets of twins that are here to teach others through this process. The final shift doesn't end until about 2032. So those of you who are aware of the ascension process and are going through this now and know that you're twin souls, you're probably some of that 144,000. Okay. And if you are, you feel it. And in the separation, you feel the loss, the separation from God that is so talked about when this all began, when we separated from all that is and we became separate. We also separated from our twin, the other part of us. Okay. And this resurrection of the twins coming back is bringing that love and the resurrection of the love back to the planet, right? So we have to get rid of all those lifetimes of karma and go through huge, releases. This is like really the real purge, I would say, is going through the twin soul and ascension process. It's all about purging and reconnecting to that love, that deep, true essence of true love of all there is, right? And so when you begin this process, the divine feminine are much more aware and have been, for many years. A lot of us, women my age, let's just say I have a son that's at 31, so 32, I think now. So, women in my age have gone through a lot of this karma stuff and a lot of this spiritual growth, and a lot of us are in this way shower thing for the twin souls. Those who are a part of it, I should say. Not everybody's a part of it that's my age, but I do have women friends that are my age that are experiencing this. The twin soul, definitely the ascension process, but the twin soul thing, I see a lot of younger people. I've noticed that too. A lot of younger people in these twin soul relationships. Now there's, seem to be moving kind of quicker because the way showers have, put the energy out and, started that shift taking place energetically, though. So the women my age would be more like in that. Anyway, so that's probably enough I need to share right now, but because we're in a time for this group that I'm talking about, some of the first twins, this is the group I'm talking to right now. Some have reunited Some are ahead of us there, but some are just on the verge. And they're in separation now, and there's things that are getting fine tuned. So these are the women I want to talk to that are experiencing this, because that's what I channeled for today. Okay, and these are the messages that I've been getting. Okay, so what I did is I set up my own layout, because cards is just something. I'm more of a channel, and so I get a lot of my information channeled. So I will add, channel in on any of this to get the message, but I did lay out the cards, and I'm not, that's where my information comes from, which I notice a lot of people are like that. So that are doing readings this day. So anyway, so this I asked to show us where the masculine is right now in his headspace. What's he thinking? Where's he at mentally? Okay, this is the first one. And then this is where he's at in the 3D physical, what's happening with him now. And then this here is going to be where he's at in the 5D. So, and also what the lessons are that he's learning in the 5D that are trying to come down into the physical. Okay, so those are the messages I have here. All right. So the first thing I want to talk about is that in their headspace, the divine masculine is now starting to recognize that they know your soul. They finally got that. They felt familiar. I mean, they felt it, but now they know it. Okay. They're recognizing you from past lives, and they know that there's a deeper connection, right? And they know that this has been very difficult. Okay. They just didn't, when it ended, they thought they were going to do what they used to do. A relationship ended. They go through their stuff. They jump into another one. Whatever they were doing, they thought that's how it was going to be. But they've had to have a lot of perseverance, because that's not how it's been for them. Okay, and so they've learned, they've gained some wisdom at this time. And they've actually gotten to accept the connection. They've accepted now that you are the connection. You are the one. So in their headspace, they're really understanding that, which is a big growth process for them, because they fought it for a very long time, right? But they haven't went to they know there's a connection, but do they know that you're their twin? They don't even understand the whole concept of the twins, most of them. Okay. Honestly, they don't. It scares them to death. And the connection's so strong, they sometimes wonder, they think you're a witch, and, maybe you are, but the thing is, they don't understand that it's who you are. It's your energetic body. It's your soul. That's what they're experiencing. And it's so powerful. They're like, are you a witch? Anyway, that's what my divine masculine asked me, which I'm just like, wow. Okay. Well, at least, he feels something that he understands. Okay. But they think it's more about, let's just be friends. That's where they can be right now. That's their lesson right there now, is the friendship. They think, I've got to start again in this friendship situation. For one thing, they know the divine feminine is not going to jump into anything more than that, probably at this time, because they've lost all their trust for the divine masculine. The divine feminine had given everything into this because they saw the connection and they knew. And so they gave everything because, they believed, they were all behind this, knowing it was going to work. And then, when it blew up on them because the divine masculine wasn't there, they, have suffered, and trust and loyalty. And, they're still trying to work through the forgiveness of this situation in order to move forward, because it's hard for the divine feminine. And so the lesson that he's thinking right now too, he looks at it like, well, only time will tell. He wants to start out with a friendship and he just doesn't even know. He knows there's something deep here. Okay. But really how he's thinking is only time will tell. I don't know what's going to happen here. That's where his mind is. Okay. So now let's go to what's going on in the physical for him in the 3D physical. He's going through some big changes. Okay. So he's going through the fire of, purification of fire right now. Okay. And he's got to do some cleansing, clearing out of his body and mind right now. And so he's going through a lot of purging at this time. And it's not completely easy, but he is being blessed with the miracle of healing. He's learning who he is in this area of healing, okay? Because he may be doing self-healing, like where he's sitting there meditating and just, healing himself because he is in so much trauma. He knows that the divine feminine has most likely walked away and really let go of her attachment of the whole thing. At this point, the divine feminine is at a place where she's like, hey, either come to me full on and meet me at the exact place I am, which is, full love, true love connection, and you honor me and you treat me the way I ought to be treated, or, I walk away and I let someone else come in, because the divine feminine is becoming love. So she is attracting more people right now because she is love. And she's ready to walk away. And so at this time, the divine masculine is trying to purify out. He is getting some help. He's getting some miracles that are helping him cleanse out his self and let go of some of this in this purge that he's going through. But he's very insecure about it. And another thing he's insecure about is this something he doesn't understand completely. He does not understand the power behind the soul and, that energy. He understands some things, don't get me wrong, but he does not understand all of it. He's insecure compared to what he has seen in the divine feminine. Now he's become aware of her and her knowledge, because before he just didn't even pay attention to that. He had no idea what she was about. He was more into whatever, and more about his ego. It was about him and what's he going to do in the world. And, the divine feminine held her truth close to her. But once they ended, they moved forward into becoming who they were going to become. And now the divine masculine is insecure about this. He doesn't know what to think. And he's going through a big purge now because he's behind, right? But in it, he's going to get growth. Okay. This is so right now in the 3D, this guy's going through big things that are bringing him to growth. And he's ready to expand his consciousness and awareness at this time. Okay. So, I gotta get these film things better. Okay. So, and then the message, the divine masculine from the heart is: emotions are a natural and necessary part of life, but they can also distort your perception and cloud your vision. In order to see things clearly, you must let go of resentment. So he's got to let go of a lot of stuff here, and he's going through a lot of emotions that he is not really that familiar with. He hasn't really looked that deep before, and now he's being forced to look deeper in. Okay, I'm gonna have to cover up my legs. I didn't realize they were showing. Sorry. Okay. So anyways, that's where he is right now in the physical place emotionally. Okay. But he is growing, and you can see this, right? He's just not sure. He's barely accepted that this is a deep connection. And now he's like, well, now he's got to purge himself and all this stuff's happening to him. And he's like, his life is changing with the divine help. He's got the miracle here. But in his higher self and fifth dimensional lesson here, this is where he's at. So he's still going through stuff there too, but he has gotten to that abundance. He has gone into service. They're teaching him how to get to service by releasing purging this old stuff, and in comes the abundance. But he has things to purge before he's going to get to this abundance. And he still has some acceptance to do on completely accepting his soul mission. He hasn't, he knows a lot of stuff's going on, and but he hasn't accepted his soul purpose. He has to accept that soul purpose, right? Before his abundance does come. And, then he goes into service. So the acceptance is the lesson that the higher self is trying to get him into. He's got to accept the soul mission. With all this going on, he needs to see that he has a purpose here. And it is with the divine feminine, but he's got to accept it. Okay. And it says, and this is his message here from the heart: life is a series of constantly shifting cycles. When we resist change, we resist the natural flow of life and create unnecessary stress. Go with the flow. You'll be surprised where it leads. So he's learning right now to go with the flow, to start following the synchronicity. That's like only time will tell. And it's just like he's releasing control. Okay, because he wants to be in control, but his higher self is saying, accept. You're not in control anymore. Once you surrender, then you are going to have everything start falling into place. But you have to surrender and let yourself purge and go through the processes. That's what his higher self is trying to bring in, is the acceptance of the abundance and believing he is good enough, okay, by releasing this old stuff. Because he has, prosperity and everything comes in when he accepts his soul purpose and his mission. And that's where he has been stuck for a little bit. And so that's the divine masculine's lessons. So I didn't see a lot about third party or anything like that. And I'm not going to bring any of that in because it looks like we've got a lot of growth going on for the masculine here. So, okay, now I got to remember which ones and how they came. I have to go backwards from my layout that I did at my friend's house. Okay. So. Okay, so first we're going to go to what is going on in the mind of the divine feminine right now. Okay, so right now she knows that she needs to be strong. Okay, and she knows at times it's not easy to be optimistic, but she's trying. She's trying to regain her power and keeping positive about a situation that she's had to let go of attachment to, and keep positive and believe in herself, because as she moves forward, that's important. And because her dreams are coming true. Don't quit before the miracle happens. So she's being told, be strong, don't quit before the miracle happens, right? And she's also learning about her own empowerment, and that she is powerful. It says you are more powerful than you realize. It's safe for you to be powerful. So she's learning how to step into that power, right? And so eliminate clutter from your home and work life to balance the flow of activities. So right now, too, she is simplifying those things that are blocks and keeping her pathway from being free. She's releasing, debts or, things like this that she has procrastinated on her life. Maybe it's, addictions or whatever. That's where she's at. She, in her mind, she knows these are things I have to take care of. If it's overeating or whatever it is, that's where the divine feminine needs to work. And she knows it. That's where her mind's at. And it is taking care of business in those areas, right? And she's also gained some peace, with all the things that have happened with the divine feminine. And some of us have had some really, extreme things. She's gained peace. She's let go of fear. And that's been a lot of lessons to get there, like in my circumstance, and I know other women like this. My circumstance is, I lost my relationship, my home, and my job, everything, the divine was trying to wake me up too. And believe me, the divine will knock you silly. And my mom died. So, and it, and all that stress and turmoil, I had to let go of fear and just start living in that flow, which was what the divine masculine's trying to get at now. We've gained the peace. We've been through that part of it. A lot of the divine feminine, have been through the part of needing to just let go of those things that, made us crazy, that were in our mind too much, took our peace from us. And now our lesson was about peace. Okay. And that's where we are right now, at peace. Okay. The card for love, the love card here says surrender. And it says, at times we must surrender the old before something new can enter our lives. Let go and all will work out. So at this time, the divine feminine is knowing that she must surrender, honestly, the whole thing, whether it's going to be the one believes is the twin, or someone else new is coming in. Regardless, she has to let go completely, because it could be either or. And by surrendering, then the right relationship comes in, because she has done the work to receive love, and it is attracting love to her. So the surrender, she has to let go of the attachment of the relationship completely. If he comes back, he was meant to. If someone new comes in, well, there we go. But this is about love. She had to find her inner peace and then surrender. And that's the work she's been doing. Okay. So now we're going to look at where is the divine feminine in the 3D reality right now. Okay. So this is how she is in the physical world. So divine feminine now, first off, she's taken the leap of faith. She has went ahead and decided, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and take the risk, and I surrender to my soul's purpose. I'm going to jump. And she's taken the jump into her soul's purpose, right? And so she's working on that. And she's gained, some time to relax and enjoy the solitude, and taking care of herself right now, because she's doing what she's supposed to do. She is in the self-employment now. She started her own, business, whatever that may be. She started this self-employment. And so she's doing good in knowing who she is, right? And in this, she's got somebody that wants to help her, that sees her gifts. And it says, somebody wants to help her. And it says also, think of who that might be and initiate contact, is a message for the divine feminine. If she knows who wants to help her in her process, she can make that contact. And it still could be the divine masculine, but at this point, she is letting him come to her. He needs to meet her where she has been for a long time in the love. And, and if he can't do that, then, there's obviously the surrender. Someone else will come and meet her there. And she understands that. Okay. So anyways, interesting about the helpful person though. Okay. But then, what's her lesson right here where she's at? She had to go to love. Okay. I commit to the practice of seeing the good in all things. So from this, her lesson was to love, and she has become the love that she was seeking, right? She took the leap of faith. She believed in herself. She started whatever her path was. She started on that mission, and she's got people who want to help her even. And the lesson is love. And then for the love message with the twin, it says time. You're trying too hard. Give it time. So she has to still go back to the surrender. But that's where she is right now. Okay. So, and then we're going to go to, this is the divine feminine. Hopefully you can see these ones. Okay. You can. So the divine feminine's higher self, and who is the divine feminine's higher self? And not surprising at all, the divine feminine is a medicine woman. Okay, she is a channel for divine healing power. Okay, so her higher self is, really integrating well, because she knows this about herself. She knows this in the 3D, but this is showing who her higher self is. Okay, and it says, and in doing that, knowing that, she likes to spend her time meditating and focusing on what she really desires. Okay. And that's where the higher self is just saying, this is time to start also, to start putting out there what you're trying to create. Okay. Spend time and do it in nature. It's a great place for creation, right? And the divine feminine is there with the higher self and, doing these things, creating what she desires right now. And one thing the higher self wants to let the divine feminine know is that she needs to give any of her father-related issues to heaven. So on the healing, and so a lot of the divine feminines may have some father healing to do. Okay, and so that's a good way, is surrender that father healing to heaven. Let it go. Let it go. Do your forgiveness. It says for her right now, she's in this, the higher self is saying, don't rush into action right now. Bide your time for better results. So, the divine feminine, the higher self is saying, okay, we know the masculine over here is not ready. He has not done his work. And if it doesn't come exactly the way if the divine masculine doesn't meet the divine feminine at love, it's not going to work, and it's going to fall apart again. So it's saying for her not to do anything. Okay. She needs to not rush in. She needs to just keep doing what she's doing. She sees who she is. She is reaching that place of love. He has to have done his work to reach that place of love within him. And, that's where that's at. So she's got to let that go. And then she's also, and what's the lesson that Divine Feminine is learning here? These are both lessons here. But the Divine Feminine has had to, I know this is in my case for sure, learn the lesson of freedom. I possess the power and the free will to create my own happiness. So she's learning about freedom and creating her own happiness. And in some of that, she had to really let go of a lot, and like I said earlier, I let go of, a lot. And to attain freedom, freedom's important so we can create your own happiness, turn down all those structures, and the truth is I was sick of that house. I was sick of everything. And when it crumbled, I was glad, because I just didn't think I could go the rest of my life doing the same pattern. And so it crumbled for a reason. And yes, many reasons with the Divine Masculine, but now it's time to create, what is it I really do want? That's an important thing. And the freedom is a great thing. You can allow yourself to take leaps of faith over here that you wouldn't have before in the routines. And you could travel, like, is such a huge thing. I want to travel. When I went last year after the breakup, I went to Argentina and met with the shaman and learned, took on the Munakai energy. And one of the highest places in the world. Yeah, beautiful. And when I was in Lake Titicaca, I met a young girl. She was my son's age, and she had been on this journey. She was just journeying, and it was so beautiful. She was like 28, and she had been traveling the world, and she had, slept on the Sahara at night, slept out there. She'd been, just everywhere in the world. Her stories were incredible. And I was like, oh my gosh, I love this. I was so lucky to meet her. It was part of my journey, and it made me understand something, that's really what I want to be doing and this freedom comes to me with that, In freedom, you allow yourself to do some things like that. I stayed in hostels when I went, and we went to Peru too. I went to Machu Picchu, which was amazing too, by the way. But on that journey, I did things I wouldn't have done. I wouldn't have done, of course, when I was younger and had, children, because I started having kids at 21. And so I wouldn't have got this experience of the journey, of life's journey, without this breakup of this relationship. And so the gratitude is, really there in that, because now I want that freedom to travel. I want to see the world. I want to do the eat, pray, love thing, for me. And that's really the freedom that the Divine Feminines have gained. I know a lot of women my age that are in this freedom state. We probably should all go do eat, pray, love. But, that's really where the Divine Feminine is right now. And the freedom has come from that. And being her true authentic self, right? Now, one other lesson, and this is the love lesson that the Divine Feminine is going through too, and it's huge, forgiveness, okay? And this is really something she's got to. So these are the things that the Divine Feminine needs to understand she's going through right now, and I hopefully, this helps in seeing where the masculine is and where the feminine is, because this journey, seems close, and maybe it could be, it's still a journey, but there's some beautiful things that are happening in it. And so I think we just need to take a look at that and understand our journeys. And, hopefully this helped. You guys, I do the twin soul readings, but I just do them under readings, and I have those on my page. I do the divine healings to help people get through some of their father healing, mother healing, just connecting cords and links, and, just clearing of the energy to help us move through these processes and these purges. So I have those on my website. Please check it out. If I can help, I would love to. And hopefully I'll start doing these readings more often. Okay, so check out my page, xandrathemedium.com, and that's where you can book any appointments with me. All right, love and light. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I appreciate you watching.